The morning air in Chicago was freezing. Snowflakes drifted through the streets as people hurried to work with coffee cups in their hands, never looking left or right. Everyone seemed busy chasing success, except for one man sitting quietly near the entrance of a subway station. His name was Noah Carter. His beard had grown long, his jacket was torn, and his shoes had holes large enough to let the icy wind bite his feet. Most people walked past him as though he didn't exist. Every morning Noah held the same cardboard sign. "I don't need your money. I just need one chance." Most people laughed. Some shook their heads. Others pretended not to see him. What nobody knew was that Noah had once been an engineer with a loving wife and a little daughter. Years earlier, a tragic highway accident had taken both of them in a single night. The unbearable grief destroyed him. Depression swallowed every dream he had. He lost his job, sold everything to survive, and eventually found himself living on the streets. Meanwhile, across the city lived Emily Harrison. Emily was 29 years old, intelligent, beautiful, and one of Chicago's most respected pediatric doctors. She had everything society admired: a luxury apartment, an expensive car, a successful career, and thousands of followers online. Yet every evening she returned to an empty home. Her parents constantly pressured her to marry wealthy businessmen. Her friends believed success meant marrying someone with status. But Emily believed something different. Her grandmother had always told her, "Money can buy comfort, but only character can build a peaceful home." Emily never forgot those words. One snowy evening she noticed Noah sitting outside the hospital where she worked. Unlike everyone else, Noah wasn't asking anyone for money. Instead, he picked up trash around the sidewalk with freezing hands. Emily watched from the window. She became curious. The next evening she brought him a warm meal. "Would you like some dinner?" she asked softly. Noah smiled politely. "Thank you. But before I eat, could I share half with that elderly man across the street? He hasn't eaten all day." Emily turned around. An older homeless man sat shivering beside a wall. Without hesitation Noah divided his meal into 2 equal portions. Emily couldn't stop thinking about what she had witnessed. A man with nothing, still chose to share. Over the following weeks Emily continued bringing Noah food. Little by little they started talking. She learned about his past. He spoke about his wife and daughter with tears in his eyes. He never blamed God. He simply said, "I survived for a reason. I just don't know what it is yet." Emily admired his honesty. She noticed something else too. Whenever homeless children appeared nearby, Noah always gave them food first. He repaired broken toys from garbage. He encouraged people struggling with addiction. He comforted lonely veterans. Even without money, he somehow made everyone around him feel rich. Months passed. Friendship slowly turned into love. Emily knew society would never understand. Still, she made the biggest decision of her life. One evening she sat beside Noah on the sidewalk. She looked into his eyes. Then quietly said, "Noah, will you marry me?" The entire street froze. Noah stared in disbelief. "You deserve someone successful." Emily smiled. "I already found someone successful." He looked confused. "You never stopped being kind, even after life took everything from you." Tears rolled down Noah's face. People nearby began recording the moment. Within hours the proposal video spread across social media. Millions watched. The comments were brutal. "She's crazy. It's a publicity stunt. He only wants her money. She'll regret it." Emily ignored every hateful comment. A month later they were married in a small church. No luxury decorations. No celebrities. No expensive wedding. Instead, The guests included homeless families, nurses, firefighters, teachers, hospital workers, and children Noah had helped over the years. Their wedding dinner wasn't served in a ballroom. It was served at a homeless shelter. Everyone ate together. Many cried. The video went viral again. But this time, something unexpected happened. A famous journalist decided to investigate Noah's past. Instead of exposing a scam, she uncovered an unbelievable truth. Years earlier, before losing everything, Noah had secretly donated over $2 million to children's hospitals through anonymous foundations. He had funded scholarships, paid for cancer treatments, built playgrounds, never once putting his own name on anything. Nobody had known. The entire country was shocked. Television stations rushed to interview him. Companies offered him executive positions. Publishers wanted his life story. He politely declined most offers. Emily asked him why. Noah smiled. "I spent years chasing success before I became homeless. What are you chasing now?" "Purpose." Together they started a nonprofit organization called Second Chance Hearts. Instead of simply giving food, they helped homeless people rebuild their lives. They provided housing, job training, mental health support, addiction recovery, education, legal assistance. The organization grew rapidly. Thousands volunteered. Former homeless people became mentors. Businesses began hiring graduates from the program. Cities across America copied their model. One afternoon Emily discovered a little girl crying outside the shelter. Her mother had recently died. Her father had disappeared. The child had nowhere to go. Without hesitation, Emily and Noah welcomed her into their home. Soon they officially adopted her. They named her Grace. Grace filled their home with laughter that neither of them thought they would ever hear again. For the first time since losing his daughter, Noah felt his broken heart slowly healing. Years passed. Second Chance Hearts became one of America's largest charities. One winter evening Noah visited the exact subway station where he once sat alone. The same corner. The same sidewalk. The same freezing wind. But this time, instead of asking for one chance, he stood beside a sign that read, "If you need a second chance, come inside." Behind him stood a beautiful community center offering warm meals, medical care, counseling, classrooms, showers, job placement services, and temporary housing. Everything was completely free. A young homeless man approached Noah nervously. "Sir, do you really think someone like me can change?" Noah smiled gently. "I asked that same question years ago." The young man looked down. "I've made too many mistakes." Noah placed a hand on his shoulder. "Your future doesn't have to pay for your past forever." The young man broke into tears. Months later he found work. A year later he became a mentor helping others. The cycle of hope continued. One evening Emily asked Noah something she had wondered for years. "When I proposed, what was the first thing that went through your mind?" Noah laughed softly. "I thought you were joking. And then? I realized someone finally saw me, instead of my circumstances." Emily held his hand. "I didn't rescue you. You reminded me I was still worth saving." Decades later thousands gathered to celebrate the anniversary of Second Chance Hearts. Families whose lives had been transformed filled the hall. Former addicts, veterans, single mothers, teenagers, doctors, business owners, teachers, people from every background. One by one they stood to tell their stories. "I was homeless. I was hopeless. I was forgotten. And because one woman believed in one man, my entire life changed." The audience stood in thunderous applause. Many wiped away tears. Emily looked across the room. Noah looked back. Neither spoke. They didn't need words. Everything they had built started with one simple choice. Choosing love over judgment. Choosing compassion over appearances. Choosing character over wealth. As the celebration ended, Noah walked outside beneath a sky full of stars. He remembered the lonely man sitting in the snow with a cardboard sign asking for one chance. He smiled. Because sometimes, one chance is all a person needs. If someone had judged him forever based on his worst season, none of these miracles would have happened. The greatest treasures in life are often hidden beneath broken appearances. The world teaches us to admire expensive clothes, luxury cars, and impressive titles. But true greatness is revealed through kindness when nobody is watching. Money can disappear. Beauty fades. Success changes. But a compassionate heart can transform generations. And perhaps that's why the most shocking part of this story was never that a successful woman married a homeless man. The real miracle was that she saw the value everyone else had overlooked. So before you judge someone's appearance, remember Noah's story. The next person everyone ignores today might become the reason thousands smile tomorrow. And sometimes, the greatest love stories don't begin in castles or mansions. Sometimes, they begin on a cold sidewalk, with one act of kindness, and one person brave enough to believe that every human being deserves a second chance.